guys, what is happening? I'm your host Eamon Hassan and welcome back to another video here at Most Amazing Top 10. Now I for one love horror movies, but I'd be lying if I said they don't scare the living daylights out of me. It's a love-hate relationship. Now you may be someone who likes paranormal movies but hates jump scares, you may be someone who likes possession movies, or you may be that one person who'd rather stare at a wall for 2 hours than watch a horror movie. There's something for everyone in this genre, I assure you. But before we get into it guys, I know I don't need to remind you because I trust you, but if you do enjoy these videos and it quenches your thirst for horror for the week, then make sure to hit the subscribe button below and subscribe to Top 10 Hindi videos as well to be notified when we post new content. But without further ado, this is the top 10 scariest horror movies coming out in 2019. Starting us off at number 10 is The Curse of La Yorona. And being 100% transparent with you guys, I watched the trailer of this movie on mute with my hand over my mouth and my heart beating at least 3 times faster than normal. I feel like scary movies are always less scary when you can't hear the people's screams or the suspenseful music in the background, or you know, when you just can't see what's going on at all. Anyway, The Curse of La Yorona, or The Curse of the Weeping Woman, is a supernatural horror film marking Michael Chavez's directorial debut. It's releasing in April and follows a social worker called Ana Garcia and her 2 children. She's investigating a case of foul play when she realizes there's a lot of resemblance between the case and what seems to be troubling her family. The Weeping Woman was a ghost in Latin American folklore who lost her children and therefore takes other people's children as revenge and makes them her own. We found out that she's latched onto Anna and her kids and will not rest until she steals both her children. And of course, the Weeping Woman had to be wearing a wedding dress and veil because it just adds to the creepiness, and of course her face had to be warped as hell. Great. Coming in at number 9, we have Us. Now this is a psychological horror film coming out in March of this year, starring Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o, Elizabeth Moss, and Winston Duke, to name a few of the cast, and it's directed by Jordan Peele. The plot follows Lupita and Winston taking their kids to a beach house with some friends for a relaxing getaway. All is going well, but unbeknown to them, they have a group of strangers following them. And not just any random group of strangers, the group shows up outside the house the family is staying in, and when they revealed, they seem to be the family's own doppelgangers. They're messed up, slightly demonic, murder-thirsty doppelgangers who will stop at nothing in order to kill them. Whether the real family comes out on top or the doppelganger family, well, we're gonna have to watch to find out. But the trailer was riveting to say the least. Like, imagine going against an evil version of yourself who is as strong and smart as you but is also evil with powers. You'd be screwed. I'm interested to know how they get out of it and how many people die in the process. At number 8 is Escape Room. Now this one is slightly cheating because it came out a month ago, but it still counts as 2019 and the movie still seems scary as hell, so I had to include it. Directed by Adam Robitel, who also directed Insidious: The Last Key, like the title suggests, the movie follows a group of people who enter an escape room. Now I literally went to an escape room last weekend, so I was watching this trailer and I was just like, oh my god, just imagine that was happening to me. But anyway, the group unseemingly enters the room, not realizing the dangers of the room are actually real and there are no hints. Now if you've not been to an escape room, usually you have a person monitoring you who you can ask for hints if you get stuck. However, in the movie they were all on their own. The perpetrators gathered an astounding amount of information on each person and customized some levels of the escape room to reflect the person's past. All in all, the aim isn't just to escape, it's to stay alive. Well, I feel like that could have been the slogan of the movie, go me. But since it's come out already, it's been deemed a success based on box office profit, and audiences have graded it a B on Cinema Score, which honestly isn't bad for a horror film. Filling our number 7 slot is the new Mutants. Now this movie is actually based off the graphic Marvel novels that go by the same name, and the series is a spin-off from X-Men, hence the whole mutants focus. The new Mutants is releasing this summer and it follows a new group of young mutants who are being held in a secret facility and have had to fight in order to escape from the area. But the facility doesn't seem like a secret medical facility. Wow, how many times am I saying facility? But anyway, the medical facility seems like it's a very weird house filled with creepy, scary occurrences that drive the kids a little bit crazy and make them realize there's a lot more than what meets the eye to this place, and they're gonna have to use their own powers in order to escape. This is the first Marvel movie I've personally heard of that's a superhero horror film, and I think that's a very interesting crossover to explore. And of course, Marvel has a huge fan base, and so many people have probably already read the comics, I'm sure, and are eagerly awaiting the movie. It has Game of Thrones' Maisie Williams as Wolfsbane, Stranger Things' Charlie Heaton as Cannonball, 13 Reasons Why's Henry Zager, and it even has a cameo appearance from Antonio Banderas as an unnamed villain. So a star-studded Marvel superhero horror film, what's not to like? Now at number 6 is The Prodigy. Directed by Nicholas McCarthy and starring Jackson Robert Scott and Orange is the New Black's Taylor Schilling. The movie focuses on their son Miles, who is very gifted intellectually. And I feel like every year without fail there's a horror movie centering around a young kid, and how can someone so small and cute be so goddamn scary? Miles starts off very promising, excelling at school and learning things very quickly, but he starts developing too fast. His parents begin taking him to a therapist, but his behavior starts taking a turn for the worse and becomes more sinister and dangerous as the film goes on. His parents start to think a demonic possession may be behind his behavior and try their best to get to the bottom of what's going on before it's too late. Dun dun dun. And conveniently enough, the movie comes out in 2 days, so if you do end up going to watch it, let me know what you guys thought. Coming in at number 5, we have Pet Sematary, which is based off the Stephen King book of the same name. Yes, I know it sounds cute because who thinks horror when they hear the word pet, but believe me, this movie is far from cute. The movie centers around a family who move to a new house which is located near a forest. Side note, but number 1, why is this trope in every horror movie? And 2, why do these families ever think moving to a secluded house in the middle of nowhere near a forest is a good idea? The family hears the tales of how kids used to dare each other to go into the forest, and obviously from the name they also buried pets there. But there is a twist. There's something in the forest, something that makes things come back to life. That's never a good sign, ever. Things get weirder and weirder as things start showing up in the family's house, terrorizing the family, and overall making you piss your bed at night. If this hasn't already convinced you to go watch it, need I remind you that Stephen King, our resident king of everything horror, can do no wrong and never fails to make your heart skip 20 beats. So definitely go see it. At number 4 is Glass. Quite a normal, non-scary name for a horror film, don't you think? But I'd categorize this as half horror, half thriller. And yes, this movie also came out 3 weeks ago as well, but it's such a good one that I am gonna include it. This is gonna be the last installment to the unexpectedly created East Trail 177 trilogy, which features Unbreakable and Split before it. I for one haven't seen Unbreakable because I was like 4 when it came out, but oh my god guys, if you haven't seen Split, you need to watch it. Stop what you're doing, find the link online, get your popcorn out and sit your ass down. James McAvoy as Kevin is so extremely versatile, it genuinely blows my mind. I mean, you have to be, otherwise no one would believe you have 23 alternate personalities. Talk about two-faced. Glass combines the cast of both films enter Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. We follow Sarah Paulson, aka Ellie Staple, a psychiatrist who specializes in people who believe they're superheroes. David Dunn spends the course of the film basically fighting the beast personality within Kevin, and Mr. Glass is the orchestrator of sorts. Staple tries to convince them throughout the movie that they aren't people with superhuman abilities and goes to great lengths to do so. All 3 eventually escape from the facility and a lot of fighting and death and revelations ensue. I don't want to reveal too much and ruin it for people who haven't seen it, but it is very good. Number 3 on our list is It Chapter 2. You heard me, the sequel has been greenlit, so we'll be expecting Pennywise back on our screens in September. Honestly, his face still haunts me every time I pass a gutter in the street, so I don't even know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that a sequel is coming. The sequel takes place 27 years after the first one, with a new star-studded cast portraying the older Losers Club, like Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Isaiah Mustafa, but worry not, the younger Losers Club will still return for the sequel as well, which obviously hints that we may have some time hops or flashbacks taking place. The Losers Club returns to Derry once and for all to defeat this horrific shape-shifting clown who's been hibernating, rebuilding his strength and waiting for them to return so he can enact his revenge once and for all after his colossal defeat 27 years prior. Although I'm scared to death of this movie, I still think I'm gonna watch it. Number 2 is none other than Child's Play, and come on guys, you know I had to include at least one possessed doll movie on this list. For everyone who doesn't know, the original Child's Play came out in 1988 and featured the manic serial killer doll Chucky. Ring a bell? I feel like people these days definitely know of Chucky, they know he's an evil killer doll, but no one actually knows the original movie's called Child's Play and not Chucky. But then obviously came all the sequels like Child's Play 2 and 3, Bride of Chucky, etc. So finally, 30 years later, they're remaking the original movie and it's set to release in June. I'm not gonna say much since the premise premise of the first movie is pretty obvious, but the Barclay family happens upon a murderous doll and, well, the rest is history. Coming in with a bang at number 1 is The Crooked Man. Now this is a spin-off slash sequel focusing on the backstory of the Crooked Man, taken from the scariest scene from The Conjuring 2, if I do say so myself. Like, seriously. I apologize on the behalf of the director to whoever watched The Conjuring 2 at night when they were home alone. Full disclosure, I'm pretty sure I refused to sleep alone for a full week. First, The Conjuring 2 made me my pants, then The Nun came out, and now I'm never gonna visit a monastery in my life. The Crooked Man is a character inspired and made from the nursery rhyme There Was a Crooked Man. And the rhyme is weird and slightly sad, but the character is even more horrific. I'm serious guys, when the movie comes out, heed my advice and do not watch it alone. Bring your friends, bring your grandparents, bring an army, heck even bring your cat. This one is one you won't wanna miss, for real. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I know I definitely did, even though my heartbeat is low-key off the charts right now just thinking about all these movies. Let me know which movie you're most looking forward to in 2019, whether it was on today's list or not, and if I didn't mention it, I'd still love to check it out. And if you've watched the 2 that are already out, what are your thoughts? Do you recommend them or nah? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below guys for more videos, and as always, I've been your host Eamon Hassan, and I'll see you next time. Bye!